We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
How long would you say you've been kind of wanting to make Valerian? Because I know that during the Fifth Element...
I started to think about it 20 years ago, but really just to think, because the technology was not there, so you cannot make it anyway. And then I start seriously to write a little bit 7 years ago.
Okay.
And decide to make the film 4 years ago.
And what was the funding? Because I know that kind of with your kind of own film company, this is the largest, arguably, independent film.
Yeah, honestly, that doesn't matter so much. The price of the ticket is the same, so you know the people have more for their money, so it's good.
Yeah, and as a fan of the comic book, I mean, Valerian in the UK is very kind of few people are aware of it. Would you say there was a responsibility to take it on and make such a large film about it?
It's not a question of responsibility. I consider myself as an artist, and I want to make a painting. And one day Modigliani wants to make girls with a long neck and black hair, black eyes, and that's what he did. And some people at the time say, why are you making girls with a long neck? Because he feels like it. And you know, Picasso also destructured everything, and people say he's crazy. And then now it's 200 million ever paintings. So artists are also, you know, here to create and try to brand new things to people, and not maybe the same, you know, the same food again and again and again. I think creativity is also important, and creativity goes with risk today.
Fair enough, I totally agree with that. And then with casting Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne, both kind of well-known actors, but they're not huge blockbuster stars, was there a very conscious decision to kind of avoid the kind of huge A-list?
You just go for who is the best to play the part. That's it. And I met Dane, I met a couple of actors and a couple of actresses, and they were the best to play the part, honestly. So if you have another cast to suggest, I will hear it.
No, I think you nailed it with the casting. And now, because Fifth Element, they've kind of reached 20 years old now, which seems kind of amazing. Did you ever imagine it to have such a lasting legacy? Because even there are bits of Valerian which I mean, clearly would remind people of the film. But did you ever imagine it to have such a lasting legacy, for it to be such a, not just a cult classic, but a classic in its own right?
No, I mean, honestly, I mean, one more time, you do what you feel as an artist, and I'm always surprised, I'm amazed to see that, you know, people still talking about Fifth Element or Léon or The Big Blue, or, you know, I'm amazed, because you never know. Sometimes you have a hit right away and people forget the film 3 months later, and sometimes films are more difficult, you know, the first year, and became classics. So I'm lucky.
Fair enough. And do you have hopes for sequels with this? Because I know I've heard that you've really written a sequel.
No, I read into it because I have time, and then I get bored very easily, and so the last year the special effect took me 3 hours per day only. Oh. So I wrote the second one, but I wrote also 3 scripts who have nothing to do with it.
Fair enough.
You know, writing is my passion, so it's easy for me. No, the sequel I will, for sure, me personally, I would love, but it's not me to decide at all. It's, you have to show the film around the world first, and see if, you know, if people wants to see another adventure or not.
I'd really hope to. I think it's a world.
Do you want one?
Yeah, it's a world that feels lived in, and there's kind of it has this kind of strange irreverency of something that doesn't get made anymore. So the whole kind of
It's true, and I think it's healthy that once in a while someone take the risk to shake the machine a little bit, and not to have the same kind of, you know, food. And you know, it was great 7-8 years ago, you know, the kind of superhero coming, the first, you know, Spider-Man and thing, and Iron Man was cool. 10 years later, it's number 5, number 6, number 7, same tides. Just like, you know, I'm a moviegoer too, and I want to change the water of the aquarium. You know, I want some fresh air, fresh water, and I'd rather, you know, do that.